Hello everybody, had to fix up the camera because I did not want it to be a little bit crazy. And yes, I have my trendy glasses on today because I can't read the comments anymore without them. So sorry about that. But anyway, it is our Sunday chat today, and I thought for something different, let's just talk about some products and the product development, because that is really, really important. Because when I first started making things, I just thought, look, let's just make anything. Can't we just make anything? But you know what? Yes, you can make anything, but that does not mean it's going to sell. So let's think about how we're going to make something sell, and you know exactly how we can get it there. And to get a product to sell, you need to do a little bit of research, you need to practice making it, and then of course there's other elements that come into making products. So it's super important that when we're actually starting to make a product, that we actually take a look at it, and not just the product, but you want to actually see if is that something that's trending at the moment. Are people actually buying that? There's no good making a candle holder that holds 10 candle pieces if you don't think anyone's really going to buy it, because that may be just a very small market. And of course we want a big market. We want people to actually come and buy the thing. So without people even having an interest, then you're going to be finding it much harder to sell. So today I'm going to talk about a couple of things and give you a few tips on a few things that I've changed along the way. And can I tell you, it has been such a big journey. I mean, this has taken me years to get to a stage where I'm like, I just don't want to be like everyone else. Let's try and stand out a little bit. So when I first started, let me grab this. These are the kind of jars I use. Now, these are amber jars. They're very cool. Hello from Memphis, Tennessee. Hello, my love. How are you, candle making stylist? I hope you're doing super well. I'm sure it is probably the evening over there, and it is 11 a.m. on a Sunday morning in Australia at the moment. So this is what I started with. A bit boring, isn't it, really? But at the time, that's, because when you start, you don't know sort of what jars to get. So I evolved from getting those. Then I went to glass jars, which I don't have any to show you. And then I went to these jars. Now, I really do love them. They're beautiful, rounded bottom. These are from Pure Candle Supplies. This is their small jar, I think. So it holds like 200 grams. Actually, I think it's called their medium jar. But very good. But then after that, I sort of thought, look, I'm going to have those. I will still keep some of those, but I'm going to transition over to making my own jars, which lots of you may have seen a few videos. So I'm going to be doing it's like a cement / casting mold, which is what I'm using, which basically you just get your silicone mold, you pour it in, so it's like a 2-part mix of powder and water, and then you make it. Hi Soap Chef, how are you going, my love? I hope you're doing super well after our interview the other day, which nobody has seen yet because it's coming up soon. So everyone look out for that. I did an interview with the amazing Soap Chef. They are absolutely amazing, and I know everyone's going to want to hear that interview, definitely. So that will be coming up next week. From Kui Rup, hi Levi, how are you, my love? Kui Rup, for anyone that doesn't know, is very close to where I live. It's in the outer suburbs, in the southeast of Melbourne, Victoria, Australia. So somebody else is logging in from Simla. So thank you. Oh, you loved doing the interview. Oh, thank you, Soap Chef. Yeah, look, I love actually talking to people, all that do businesses similar to mine or even a little different, because we've been interviewing people not just from Australia, but also from the United States. We do have some coming up from New Zealand and so on. So there'll be a few interviews, and there is some back work to everything I'm doing at the moment with the conference for this year and also for 2024. So I know 2024 is a long way, but you wouldn't believe it. I've actually started already, we've already started putting people in as guest speakers for the following year. So we almost already have all of our speakers. So for 2024, because once the conference gets known, then more and more people start to come. And that's basically what's happening. And I will tell you that conference has been a lot of work. I mean, the amount of work is huge. So even if you're in another country, you can still get a ticket and log on from any country, because we Zoom it virtual to any country that has the internet. So it will be a Zoom, and you get a recording and an ebook with that as well. But anyway, we're not talking about that today, but I thought while we're sort of on that subject, I would talk about that now. We're talking about what to sell and new products. So as I said, you know, I started with glass jars, then I went from amber to glass to white glass. Now, one thing I'll tell you, if you're using ones like this, hello, my love, welcome. So one thing that I do notice, if you're using something like this, they are beautiful, but some of them are painted on the outside, so they can scratch really easily. So that is a bit tricky. So do make sure you think about that. But if you're getting the tin lids as well, you have to be careful not to scratch those. But, you know, look, you may go down the avenue of just putting a dust cover on, which you can brand with your own branding and do it yourself. And I think that's what I'm going to do going forward, because lots of people tell me they just throw the lid in the bin. And, you know, the lids are expensive, and not just expensive, but it's a waste to the environment to just literally throw that away, where we can use a paper that's a recycled paper. So that's what I'm going to do. And my new vessels are going to be a clay cement vessel. So I'm still working behind the scenes on that, and I'm going to show you a couple products today. So hopefully I can give you some insight. So this is my new candle one. Now, hopefully you can see, can you see this like shimmer? So this one has been totally sealed. So this is what I first started with, this darker black, but I think I'm going to go with the lighter one, and I'll show you the lighter one. So this is one of my new testers. I haven't got it online, but it will come on soon. And then this is my new marble one, which I really love. Oh, thank you. But I think I'm in love with the white one. The white one is definitely more me. And I just think it's beautiful, but I do know a lot of people would like this. So that's the difference. So you've got, you know, they're both a marble, but one's a black marble, one's a white marble. But these are what I'm going to do going forward. And my candle jars are going to be made like this, so they will have that marbling kind of look. And I've got some new scents coming in. A few people have asked me for some new ones. So I have a beautiful cactus lily coming in. And there are a few others, some bergamot as well. Oh, I'm not sure if it would work with massage candles. I've never done those, but basically what I've done with this is so that you can buy this, and you can buy the little tea lights that just sit inside it. So then you don't have to waste this whole thing. You can literally just buy a new tea light and pop it in. And I'll probably end up making some tea lights. So when you buy it, it will come with some coconut tea lights in it, and then you can just pull them out and buy new ones for it. So that's my idea with that. And I'll show you something else I've been working on. I've been working on these little baby baths. Aren't they absolutely darling? And then I'll show you, look how tiny this is. And it comes with little feet, so I need to attach and glue in the feet. So these are the feet. They're very little. And at the Australian conference, we do give away gifts to everyone that comes in person. So everybody will be getting one of these from me. That's what they will be getting. They'll be all different colours, and I'll show you. So this is a marbled one. It's still drying. It's not dry yet. It will be white black. Similar to the first one, but I'll show you the one I've actually finished, and I've glazed it. So this is what the little baths look like. And they are absolutely amazing to take photos in. And I thought, you know, if you sell bath bombs, or you could even put like a little lotion and a bath bomb and wrap this up, and then it's like a gift set that you could give away. So these are the ones I've been doing, and I'll show you over here. I can't sort of move it too much because it's drying, but this is what it looks like. So this is the bath upside down. So you literally pour your molds inside the top. So, you know, you just mix it. I'll see if I've got anything here to show you. So inside here, you can see this is how I've mixed it. So basically, I just use a chopstick. You pour your powder in first, then your distilled water. You can use normal water, but if you use distilled, you know there's no extra chemicals. So, I'm so innovative. Thank you. Look, I always find something different because I'm a creative genius, as my husband says. He says I'm like a mad scientist, you know. So, and I love making new things, and I always try and make something that no one else has, or it's not that no one else has it, but I haven't seen a lot. So I've not seen any buds. And when I seen the mold, I was like, getting it. So I did get it. I've actually, I think, if I'm right, I think this mold actually came from, it's either China or Thailand. I had to order it online. It was really hard to get anything in Australia or the US. And then I had to glue its little feet in. But isn't it cute? And this is the gloss glaze. So if you can see, it's like a, if I spin it, you can see the glossy kind of shimmer. But you can also get a matte. And some people, what they do with their candles is they actually paint the inside to seal it, because you need to seal them, and then they leave the outside in a matte finish. The only thing is the matte is porous, so like if I left this like this on the outside, the only problem is your hands and things, if you have oil on, would stain it. So that's the only thing. So I do think I'll probably end up staining it. At the moment, I'm using a jasminite sealer. Jasminite is non-toxic and it's a water-based, so it's fine. But, you know, of course, you've got to do more research, and I've got to do more research before I even put the glaze in the candles, because that does take a lot of effort. So I guess, you know, like I said, what I wanted to talk about was, you know, how you don't have to just buy a standard plain jar from a supplier. Maybe you could make your own. And the good thing with making your own is, you know, you can kind of just make a few, and if you run out, then make a few more. You don't have to buy it in bulk of 100 jars. But, you know, look, honestly, if you were doing massive wholesale, this would be really hard to keep up with. I would need to be doing this all day, and you'd need to have, you know, 80 molds to keep doing this. So if you do massive wholesale, maybe rethink that. But I have ordered some new molds, and also I'm going to bring in some tiny rounded molds. They're going to only be about this big, so I'll have this size that I showed you, which is, you know, these ones. Then I'll also have, I think it's 215 gram mold, a tulip mold, and then I'll have a rounded mold. So that I'll have the three. And then that's what I'm going to be doing. And then each scent will have a sort of a different colour theme. But I won't do plain colours. I think I'm just going to do a marbled colour on every one. So if it was lavender, for instance, it would have a purple marble on the white background. So that would sort of give you a bit of insight on what to do. Now, the product I used for this, there's lots of different ones. So you can use jasminite. That's a fire retardant product. I know in the US you can't get it, but there are alternatives to that. So in Australia, they sell a product called Castmanite, and that's basically Australians' version of that. And America might have a version of that. But I also did buy another product from a company called Barnes in Australia. And I'm not sure Barnes sell outside of Australia, but they're pretty big, so they might. And this one is called Hydra Stone. So it's hydro and then stone. That's the product name. And basically it's used to cast products. So even sculptures and things like that. And you can make anything from earrings to pots to, you know, a sculpture, a statue, anything like that. And basically you can take it out of the mold within 40 minutes of making it. But then it needs to cure. So you just sand it, give it a really light sand. It takes, honestly, 20 seconds, that's it. And then you're just going to leave it on the shelf for about 3 days to let the water evaporate. And then after that, you can, you know, seal it. But they say the longer you leave it, the stronger it gets. So I really think I'll probably leave mine for a week, let them seal off, and, you know, then I will obviously test the candles and so on in them. But I do suggest before you sell anything that has a candle in it, once the sealant's in it, you need to check it, because I've seen other people saying they've used a sealant, and with the heat of the candle, it's bubbled the sealant. So you do need to check that the sealant is appropriate for heat and for candle use. So please do your own research. I'm just giving you a couple products that maybe you could try and make your own. And there's so many molds. I mean, you can go on Amazon too. And all you need to look for is candle container molds, silicone molds, because this is a silicone. And can I tell you, when I made this is hard to get out. Yeah, you can. You can pour your hot wax into it, but you do need to seal it first because these are porous. So, and of course, wax is an oil-based kind of wax, so it would seep through it eventually. You know, look, they could probably get through the whole candle and it might not, but if you're selling it 100%, I would definitely say to seal at least the inside, maybe not the outside, but just where the wax is going to go, just seal it. And I know in America there is a sealant called Eco Seal. And the Eco Seal is something that is, you know, used quite a lot. It's totally non-toxic and it's an earth-safe product. So I'll see if I can find some links after this and I'll put that one. But I know in America that one's very big. But you can go to your local hardware store, and most sealants that you can use for cement, make sure they're earth-safe, water-based. Those ones you can actually use in this as well. Oh, to seal it, all I use is a little, let me see, I'll go and grab one, I'll show you. So just one of these, you know, these little foam brushes, but I have seen people cut off, you know, a kitchen foam brush. So basically all you do is you just dip it in, and it's like, it looks like watered down PVA glue. That's pretty much what it looks like. You just dip it in a very tiny bit. Don't have much on there at all, like the smallest amount. And I've actually given, so this one you can see, what I actually did first so that it didn't leave lines is I diluted the first sealant with half water, half sealant. So then I gave it one coat, let that dry. Then I put 2 coats of, you know, the pure sealant over the top. Because I had heard that was a good idea to water the first one down so you don't get streaks. And that worked because I don't have the other one here, but I did one that definitely left streaks for the first one. But I used the Jasmonite Gloss Sealer. So I know there's lots of sealers. You can even use a wax. There's like a wax-based product from your local hardware store. You can use those as well. So, and my husband was saying that a lot of concrete ones now, because companies need to look at biodegradable, earth-safe. So there's a few concrete ones that are quite earth-safe and non-toxic. So, but do definitely look around. I'm not telling anyone what to use, but what I used at the moment for these, because no candles are going in these, are Jasmonite. But of course I will do more research and more testing before you know, I use anything for those. But as I said, I'm going to actually be making these so that you'll be able to just buy the little tea light, and you'll be able to sit it in, you take it out when it's finished and then put a new one so you don't damage the container. So you can have that container for much longer. But I know once these ones are ready, they will be super popular. And I will tell you, so I've got my scale here. So with the water, this equals 370 grams with the water. But once it has gone through its process, so this one's gone through it, and now it's 259 grams sealed. So it loses, you know, 100 grams in water retention. So that's why you can't seal it straight away, or else the sealant will bubble because the water needs to evaporate naturally, just, you know, in a natural environment. So anyway, but it was super easy to use. Do use your mask because it is a concrete plaster base, and that means that you do need a mask because it has a product called silica in a lot of concrete products, and that is very dangerous and can cause cancer to your lungs if you don't wear a mask. But it's not a dangerous product. I mean, people use this every day building, make, you know, things like bricks and things like that. But you just need to wear the proper PPE with anything you do, the same as making soap. It's dangerous if you don't have the glasses and gloves and so on. But anyway, that's a little bit about that. So I do suggest that you try and have a look, and also go on places like Etsy, Amazon. If you're going to sell on Amazon, I personally don't. But if you sell on any of these things, have a look if anyone else has a similar product. And the thing was with the baths, I really didn't see anyone with them, and I thought, look, I'm going to make them. And I mean, look, eventually people will see my site and then they will make that, and that's fine too. But you sort of want to come in first to try and, you know, bring something fun. And I can tell you a lot of stores will buy these to use these for little gift packs, but they're great. You could put a soap in that for a photo shoot, which would be really cute, or some bath bombs for a photo shoot. So like I said, anyone that's coming to the conference this year, I've got to make a lot of these, but everybody will be getting one of these in their pack, because they'll also get products from Soy and Shea, because she is a guest speaker, Keely. So I think I'm not going to say exactly what you'll get. I know you're getting things from Sadoff as well. That is going in there, and I do have 3 $50 vouchers to give away on the conference as well. How much would I charge? I think $29 is what I'm thinking for that. For when I've looked around, some of the things that are much more simple than that were about $30 to $32. But when I've done my numbers, I think $29 is fair for me and fair for the customer. I guarantee there'll be other people that will charge more for that, but I think that is a fair price in Australia. So, you know, look, I always do my numbers. So I get all my costs, everything it's cost me. And what I do is I times that by 4, plus I add 10% on top. And 10% is what I call wiggle room. And that means, you know, like your 10%. So actually, when we're talking about that, so say my cost is $4. Then I would add 10%. So, you know, you add your 10%, say that's 40 cents. Then I'm going to times that by 4 anyway. So that 10% really becomes, instead of, you know, your 40 cents, it's going to be, what is it, 4, 8, 12, 16. So $1.60 on top. And that wiggle room will help with like postage, any extra costs that come involved with that. So, but yeah, I think that's a fair cost, because the Hydrostone I buy, that costs $140 a bag. So it's not a cheap product, and that's for 21 kilos. So, you know, you do get a lot of product out of it, but obviously, you know, you need to test it. And it's not just the Hydrostone. Then you need to buy pigments to go in it, or you can use mica, or you can use acrylic paint in it. So to get this look, what I've done here, that's acrylic paint. This is acrylic paint as well. To get that look, that's the tiniest, that's only 1 drop of acrylic paint in the whole pot to get that. And if you want a darker one, then you add three drops of paint instead of 1. So yeah, but you do have to be careful not to add too much paint, because it can weaken the structure of the product. So there's lots of things to think about. And as it's drying like this, you can feel it, because it's a chemical reaction from the powder to the water, so you'll feel it hot. And once it's not hot at all, then you can definitely take it out. So, and you know, all you're going to do, like this one, you can just see, pull it away from the side. But I will leave that one a little bit longer, because it's only been there 20 minutes. And I usually leave it for roughly 30 minutes. So have a go, everybody. Yes, you did make it to the live, my love. Welcome to the live, and I hope you are loving it. Yes, and I did do an interview with Soap Chef the other day, and they also have a YouTube channel. So go and check out their YouTube channel. I will actually link it in the bottom after this video too. Because as I do say, share the love, everybody. You know, there's plenty of soapers and also makers to watch. Like, I honestly probably watch about 25 different ones that I really get a lot of information from. So I'll try and link some people that I do actually watch, and I hope all of you, you know, go over and watch them and see what they're all up to. Also, I have opened up my new Instagram for the conference. Hello, Crystal. How are you, my love? Welcome. So if you want to go over to that Insta, join me over there. I'll try and link it to the bottom here. I thought, look, I better start one, because I'm getting a lot of people asking me about the conference. So, yeah, so that is super cool. So go over and check me, and make sure you join me over there. Lots of people have already. And I'm sure you're going to see lots more of me soon, although I will be super busy with this conference for this year, because I do all the MC for 2 days over there. And my husband, being an engineer, he does all of the IT for that as well. So he actually takes 2 days off his regular job to actually come and do that for everyone. And next year, is going to be super exciting. We have some amazing people already, and I do have a candle coach that is super amazing. I will link her below because she has a podcast that you can listen to that's fantastic. And so, yeah, so I will actually link her. She is very, very good. So, like I said, and she will be a guest speaker next year, which I know everyone's going to want to hear that. So make sure you go over and grab your tickets while they're on sale this month. Anyway, I think we've talked enough today, and I've shown you enough about some new products. I hope you have loved it as well. Oh, that's so nice. Yeah, no, look, I'm very, very excited, everyone, to just get these candles up and going. And I've been waiting 7 weeks for these jars. Really, it's getting on my nerves. But, hopefully, not the jars, sorry, the silicone molds to make the jars. Although I did just buy one new one from Lee Molds in Australia, which is a very good mold. And I will tell you, if you're going to do candle molds, some of the proper molds, and you need to don't buy the cheap Amazon ones, you need to buy the good ones, because the Amazon ones over time they lose their shape. So use those ones, but they do cost about $60 each, so they're very expensive. But you could just start with one until you get used to it. But of course, to make production work better, you would obviously need at least 4 to sort of keep going and making them. Anyway, thank you, my friends. I will see you next week. Bye.